All right. Hey there, Kim. My name is Angelica Kimberly Gordon Duncan. I blog over at Proverbs31businesswoman.com, where I equip women to build spirit filled businesses they love and to lead with kingdom purpose. I wanted to do this video in addition to supplement the writing portion of entering the contest because I didn't want my words to get lost in translation, and I really wanted to uh, just put a video together so you could hear my voice versus just reading my voice and really hear my heart. And I wanted to make sure that some things didn't come across offensively or in the wrong way. So I just felt like doing a video would be so much easier. So let me tell you a little bit more about my avatar. She is an African American woman, just like myself. She's well educated, well spoken. She is on fire for God. She loves God with every part of her being. And she has an understanding of her role in her home as a wife and as a mother, but currently she works outside of the home. And, she grew up as a little girl who was smart. And during the time, she's my age, so I'm 37, so she's between um, 30 and about 45. And she was a smart, you know, child growing up and teenager in high school. And because of that, she was given certain opportunities and pushed to the front of the class and took the path laid out for her. She went to college and got the job and did all of the things she was supposed to do. But no one ever told her that she would get married, she'd fall in love, get married, and have children, and um, realize that path um, is not really sustainable for the heart pangs that she's having. She's feeling the Holy Spirit move on her heart and calling her home. And remind you, she was not the woman that ever said she would ever be a stay-at-home mom. Like, stay-at-home mom? What? Who's that? They waste their time at home. They don't do anything. They're lazy. Is the rhetoric and the narrative she was given growing up. So there's even this sense of shame with this desire. And, she's said these things about stay-at-home moms. I could never be with my kids all day, and now here she is that wants to be with her kids all day. She also faces this feeling of not wanting to waste her education and the educational opportunities that she was afforded. She comes from a great middle class family, so she, understands that education is important, and she may or may not be a first generation college student, but she's definitely kind of like the prize of the family, if you will, because she's gone the furthest along in her education and her career. But, love and babies happen, and now she wants to come home full time, and she needs something that will, allow her to do that. And she has other passions outside of what she does. Um, and so her heart story, her heart pang, if you will, is this kind of juxtaposition of being in a place where she loves her career and she loves what she went to school for, but she also loves God and loves her family and wants to be home with her kids. She may or may not want to homeschool her kids, but she definitely wants to be there to be a greater influence over her kids' lives. And, you know, because she's all of these things wrapped up into one, she needs an outlet. She needs something else to do. And not only that, like, this is another part of her heart story, is that she, her income has been very much ingrained into her family's budget. So she can't just up and leave. She can't just have this idea and say, oh, I want to stay home, and then the next week, put in her 2-week notice and be able to stay home. No, she can't do that. Her income is very much entwined into her family's budget. So she's got to be wise and strategic about the moves that she makes. She doesn't want to waste time because her kids aren't getting any younger, they're getting older. And that heart pang is like pulsing. And so she needs something that will allow her to build over time. And if she can do it strategically, that she could leave, her job in the next 6 to 18 months, a year. She kind of sets this goal, okay, a year to this date, I want to be able to leave my job. And if she can do it shorter, great. If she can do it a little bit longer, she'd be okay with that. But she doesn't want to, once it gets to the 2-year mark, it's going to really bother her. And so, that's what she needs. Because she's also very much spiritual, and because she loves the Lord, she also needs to make sure that what she does is through the lens of Jesus and through the lens of the Bible, not like how the world does things. And so my blog provides that. It provides a spiritual component that's very much about faith at work and leadership at work, because she's a leader. So even if she comes home, she's going to be leading her kids and leading things in her home. And I won't say like leading her husband as in she's the head of the household, but still using all of those skills and putting those things to work. And so there's this shame piece because of what she was taught. And so she's got to kind of work through that. There's this, I want to get home. So she's going to use this intelligence that she's been given to be very strategic about making that move. And there's this, I've got this passion to do other things. You know, she may, you know, she has passion with DIY or food or whatever, but she needs to be able to connect into something that will allow her to implement a strategy to basically start a business from home to replace her income, because her income is so much into her family's budget. And, you know, she's, like I said, she's dealing with that shame piece. She's not quite sure, but she knows the pangs in her heart. She knows what God is calling her to do in this season of her life. And she struggles with, you know, am I wasting my education? And what will people say about me? And, you know, how am I going to make that transition? And I've said those things, so she's got these judgments going on in her own head, in her own heart, that she has said based upon what she was taught and what she knew. But all of that is changing, and she needs a strategy. She needs a plan to get there. And so my blog helps to provide that. And if you can't guess, I'm kind of her. I'm very much my avatar. Several years ago, I am home full time now, and my income, though it doesn't replace our income, we made huge sacrifices so that I could come home full time and homeschool our 5 kids. I had 4 kids in 5 years, and I started getting that heart pang after baby number 2, and then we had 2 more kids, and so finally I just came home. But we made really, really, really huge sacrifices to be able to do that. And I want to be able to provide this to other African American women. And so this kind of transitions into why I want the coaching, and, you know, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So why I would love this coaching, a big reason is because as an Afro-Latina, I'm actually Afro-Latino, Panamanian too, saucy mommy, I don't see very many women that look like me that have, quote unquote, made it in blogging. And when I started out with this desire to come home, I started out down the blogging path and then kind of went into the coaching side of things. And I still do some coaching, but that is so problematic and it's so risky and it's so unstable to just have that as the heartbeat of your business, because clients cannot pay. And then what do? You still have business expenses and you have home expenses, and if a client doesn't pay or for whatever reason, you know, people go through other financial issues, and so it affects your finances. And so I've always had a blog, but I've not really put as much emphasis on it. I've grown other social media platforms and things like that, and I've had some success, but I always knew that blogging was going to be the best platform to lay. However, I didn't see very many women that look like me. Like even in EBA, all of the women at the top, so to speak, there is a Latina. I did see her video, but there's no women that look like me. And it's not so much that I want to be the token black. So I'm saying this right, but it's not that I want to be the token black. I'm used to being the fly in a bowl of milk. But it's that I need other women that look like me to know that they can do this. And it matters. Representation matters in everything that we do. You know, watching the movie Hidden Figures brought so many tears to my eyes, because I'm an engineer by education and by trade. And so I know the struggles that I faced as a woman engineer and a woman going through engineering school and all of that. And seeing their faces, like I wish I had known this story back when I was in school. It probably would have inspired me in a different way. So representation matters. It matters. As you can imagine, you know, I have a good mixture just because of my background and my life story of people that follow me just on my personal profile on Facebook. But in particular, the women that look like me, the African American, Afro-Latinas women, they pop into my inbox occasionally, some of them more frequently, and want to know what they can do. They want to come home. Like they're having this conversation in their head and in their heart. and, you know, they want to know how they can do this, and they don't really see anybody that looks like them that's doing what I'm attempting to do. And so that's important to me. It would mean the world to me to have a coach that could help me get there, so I could help be the inspiration that another woman that looks like me, that is kind of in the same position I am in, but not as far along. Like, it's just kind of starting out with that. I've been in this feelings and in this space since about 2011, so 6 years? Gosh, 6 years. Yeah. And I want her to get there faster. It's taken me 6 years to get to this point. I want her to be able to do it in like 1 or 2 years, or even faster than that. But to see someone that looks like me on a huge platform that's making, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, $100,000 a month just from her blogging, you know, platform, you know, and she's able to do other things, and it gives her, it fills her heart up, it fills her pockets, obviously, but it lets her know that she can do this. Like, sometimes I feel like, can I really do this? And I know that sounds crazy, but when there aren't people that look like you at the top, it makes getting there, it makes being that trailblazer much harder. And, you know, I don't know about how the other African American women in the group feel about that and where their headspace is, but I know where mine is. And so I need this so that another woman can know that she can do this. Another woman that looks like me knows that she can do this, and she's not crazy, and she can make good income. She can replace her income or come really, really close before she decides to leave, because she's on the right path, you know, before she decides to leave her job. And I need more women like me here at the top, that look like me, that sound like me, that dress like me, not so much that act like me, but just we have the same cultural background to a certain extent, because it matters. So I hope that doesn't disqualify me, or I hope that doesn't come across the wrong way. I'm trying to be as gracious as possible, at the same time express my heart. And this video is going on 12 minutes long, which I know you did not intend at all, but I just needed to share that. I need you to hear my heart, and just know where I'm coming from, and why I would love the opportunity. And if nothing else, this has given me an opportunity to kind of get it out on video, and I can go back and play it when I need motivation, when I get stuck in the process or frustrated or whatever. And I know I'm not just doing this for me and my household. Yes, it would be awesome to be able to pay off debt and take vacations and do all of these wonderful things, help retire my husband and all of that stuff, yes. But that's about me and my household. What about other women in their household? What about other households? What about other women and their families and their husbands and their feelings and their desires? Like, it's not just about me. There are other women that need to come behind me and need to have a trailblaze. And Ruth has done an excellent job, but Ruth isn't me. Ruth doesn't look like me. Ruth does not necessarily resonate with who I am as an Afro-Latina, African-American, Hispanic woman in America, and all of the other issues and things that we face, and the mental things that we face when we go out there and we do things. And so I want to be not just the person, but I want to be one of the women, African-American, Afro-Latina women that reach the top. Excuse me, I have some PJs, and I'm in my homeschool space. And so anyways, that's my heart. That's all I have to say. So thanks for listening. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to even just do the exercise, because it's really powerful. And like I said, even if I'm not selected, I'm totally okay with that. This was a good exercise for me, and I'm just thankful for whomever it is that you select in the process. So thanks again, Kim. Kim's rock. Yes, they do. Anyways, have a great day. Bye.